Basically, I think of it as this: make movies, not trailers. Yo, what's up? This is Toru. Welcome back to another episode of ProducerHead. If you care enough about music to make it, it may be worthwhile to find a way to share it. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it requires learning something new, even if it feels challenging. I know that social media can be a loaded topic for people who make music, largely because music is made in a room like this these days, and there's a lot of privacy, if you think about it. And so the exposure of that is something that's different and sort of maybe not the most common innate quality of somebody who makes music, is to be somebody who's also going to share it. I know that for me, it was definitely a learned, and it still is like a process in which I'm learning to improve. With all of the difficulty and challenges that social media does bring, there is no question that the level of success that I've experienced to this point wouldn't have occurred without social media because of the people that I've met through the platforms. And I think it's really important to keep in mind that behind these other accounts, are real people. And I think if you approach all of it that way and remind yourself that, hey, that these are all people that you could potentially connect with and people who are interested in the same things, there's a lot of possibility there. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're an artist, you're a musician, whatever it happens to be, it can be lonely work. It is a very solo job in a lot of ways. And so I think remembering that there is a real social element to social media, that you can really reap benefits and just have a lot more fun along the way. I am grateful to have found a way to make this work for me to this point, because without it, there are a lot of people that I know today that I didn't know a few years ago. And it's because I made the choice to deliberately share and get involved in communities of people who are also interested in music. I know that social media can be intimidating. The appeal of that viral video is very strong and alluring. I guess I would say that knowing that things like that exist and that possibility exists, and having seen other people have that success, I feel like it can create a pressure or a set of expectations around what it is that we might make. But also, I think that's sort of one of those things where maybe you're getting a little bit outside of what you can control. And I would also say that as a long-term strategy, I think that there's a higher probability of success in kind of doing what works for you, because that is going to be what you're able to sustain over time. And that is also going to be something that hopefully you enjoy doing already. I believe in things that last are things that take a long time to build. I think you can see these things evidenced in other places. For instance, fireworks. Something blows up real quick, it's bright, it's beautiful. A moment later, it's gone. Buildings, redwood trees, these things take years to build, to grow. And even once they're there, they still require food, maintenance, light, etc. So that is something I think to keep in mind, is that things that are gonna last take time to build. And it's okay, because it's taking a long time doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong, And I think that is just part of that kind of push and pull with social media and instant gratification that we're exposed to pretty regularly. Patience is a worthwhile thing, and something that needs to be revisited, I think, regularly. I don't think you go, okay, I get patience and then I'm just there. I think, patience is a big part of success, because you don't necessarily have complete control of when it arrives. The last part of this is to talk about strategically and tactically, how do you actually go about implementing some sort of practice, knowing that this is how you feel and you want to start either adjusting, or maybe you're just beginning posting on social media. I think the thing that requires a constant awareness of and resistance toward is the pressure that social media platforms put on us to make a certain type of short content. That said, when my goal is to be a musician and to make more music and to expand what I can do musically, then what can I do to share that and not create a separate work stream for myself? So for me, this idea of making movies instead of trailers has become very powerful. And in my opinion, I also think that there's something to be said for, putting some time in and making something and seeing what you can do. It does push you into different places when you're working on a bigger project or something that's a little bit longer in nature, because it does require a little bit of planning and forethought. So yeah, I mean, we'll just cut it here, and I hope it's been helpful. I hope that it does help kind of maybe lower like the sense of weight or resistance to exploring these kinds of ideas and just allowing yourself to get out there in a different kind of way. Because again, if you make music with care, share it with care as well and see what happens, and be patient and be consistent. And, hit me in the comments, hit me in the DMs, whatever. Let me know like what you thought of this, or if you have any ideas or other things you'd like me to talk more about, because I'm here for that. We're all trying to just keep going and get better along the way. And yeah, I appreciate you. This has been Toru, and in a way, so are you. Peace.